Hey Bees, I'm Marie from Humblebee and Me, and today we're making these really fun foaming 5 Alive citrus bath parfaits. So these are kind of like the three-way love children of bath salts, a bath bomb, and a bubble bath. So you pour them into your tub and you get like these hits of all the different colors from the different layers, and it fizzes and then it turns into this lovely thick lather on the top of the tub, and then the bath water feels really lovely and soft and velvety, and of course smells amazingly like citrus. So it's a really fun project. One of my favorite things about making bath parfaits is they're crazy easy. They're really fun to sort of customize and play around with. Recently I made a unicorn bath parfait on the blog that you can check out. I'll throw a link in the description box below. And you get a lot of like the fizz and the fun of a bath bomb without the fuss of trying to mold them, which I think is really awesome if you're just trying to pull something together quickly and you don't really want to have to worry about, is this wet enough and mist. No, it's just sort of stir, and then spoon. The 5 Alive part of this name comes from a citrusy drink I have fond memories of drinking as a kid called 5 Alive. It's still readily available here in Canada, but according to Wikipedia, it's pretty much only readily available in Canada and the UK. So I guess if you are elsewhere, you just learn something about a type of packaged fruit juice you can buy in my part of the world. As always, if you have any questions about this, or you want to learn more, you're wondering about substitutions, or want the ingredients all written out or whatever, please go down to the description box and click through to the blog post that accompanies this video. Everything is written out there with links to all of the ingredients and information on substitutions and scaling, so you probably can get most of your questions answered immediately, which is pretty handy. But yeah, let's go make some bath parfait. We'll begin by combining our powdered base ingredients. So in this largest bowl, I have 168 grams of baking soda, and to that I'm going to add 84 grams of citric acid and 14.5 grams of SLSa. Now make sure you're wearing a dust mask when you measure out that SLSa because it's very floaty, and because it's a surfactant, when you get it in your airways, it's incredibly unpleasant. Now we're going to add our scent here. So this is 3 grams of a citrus mist fragrance oil. You could absolutely use a 3-gram blend of any of your favorite citrus essential oils. I know there's lots and lots of them out there: lemon and lime and tangerine and clementine and grapefruit, and oh my, yeah, there's lots of things to choose from, but I thought I'd give a fragrance oil a go this time around, especially since this is just a bath product and it goes down the drain pretty quickly. So now we're just stirring around here, and you can see I'm using my spatula to break up the clumps formed by the added moisture. So I'm just going to do this for a wee while to get a relatively uniform mixture. All right, now that that's relatively uniform, I'm going to divide it up a bit. We're going to do 3 different colors here for this bath parfait. And so for our colors, I've got 3 different micas here. I've got green to kind of represent lime, orange to represent oranges, and yellow to represent lemons. So all 3 of these micas are from Ivan over at Yellow Bee. So we're just gonna spoon a wee bit into each one and stir and sort of adjust to see, just to taste, I guess, to eye. Once you've got your base powders all mixed up and colored, we're ready to start assembling in your containers. So for these, I recommend having something that is clear and reasonably tall. So all of these are from Yellow Bee. I really like these. These are really neat. Like test tubey type things, sort of a single serve, woof and done. And then this little sort of apothecary bottle is also pretty cool with a little built-in spoon. So we can create a couple different effects here. For these, obviously, we're going to need to pop the lids off and then keep them upright. So I'm just going to pop them in here so that they'll stay reasonably upright as we're working with them. Or maybe just this works better. Yeah, I think that works better. You can start to get a feel for how much powder creates sort of how much depth of color per container. So make sure you're sort of checking that as you go. Now with larger containers like this, you'll need a fairly large amount of powder to get a distinct layer in there. But I don't recommend sort of beyond the first layer shaking to even it out, because if you start doing that when there's a bunch of colors in here, you kind of risk causing them to intermix. So you want to sort of be leveling that out with a spoon. Now you can use the salt to kind of make up the difference between however much powder base you made and how much room you have in your containers. I'm feeling at this point in time like I might have made a little less powder than maybe I should have for these containers, but it sure seemed like a lot at the time. So I'm going a little heavy on the salt in the middle here to try to avoid having a ton of salt at the top if it turns out I was right and I really didn't make sort of as much powder as I should have. Well, it looks like my fears of not having enough powder were relatively unfounded. We can kind of cap things here, and then I'll grab some water and we'll take a look at just how these beautiful things fizz up. All right, we got a big bowl with a bit of water in it, and we can, yeah, check out them bubbles. You can see how the different colors really come through, and it really like foams up, and yeah, it's pretty fun. Smells awesome, and I definitely find that it leaves your bath water feeling really, really silky and lovely. And there you go. You just made some really fun 5 Alive bath parfaits. Thanks so much for watching. Please subscribe, and do remember to scroll down to the description box to check out the full written recipe and links to this recipe on my blog, where you'll find tons of extra information, including links to the ingredients and the packaging, information on scaling and substitutions, and all kinds of other fun stuff. So thanks again, and I'll see you next time.